Hi everyone, welcome to Pearl's Kitchen. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up, press the red button to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you will be notified for my upcoming videos. It's absolutely free. Thank you very much. You will never need more than God can supply. So let us put our trust in God. Amen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite vegetarian dish, and it's Chola Bhaturas. And cholas are chickpeas in English and baturas are just baturas. So what we need to do is we need to make the batura mix first because the dough has to rest for an hour and a half. So here are the ingredients for the baturas. Okay, in the saucer here I've got 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, I've got 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and I've got 2 tablespoons of oil. You could use any oil. And I've got 50 grams of suji, and that's very fine suji, that in English you would call it semolina. And I've got 1/2 cup of yogurt. We need some water to mix the batura dough. And in here I've got 2 cups of plain flour. In India you would call maida. You would use maida. And we'll need a little extra oil, and we'll need a damp cloth. Okay, the first thing what we're going to do is mix all these dry ingredients together. And then mix it into the flour. Then put the semolina. Mix that as well. This is very easy to make and it's really delicious. And then mix all the yogurt. And also the oil. Okay, and then start mixing it. I'm going to put some water. Once it becomes like this, all crumbs, when it's all crumbly like this, then you start putting water. Now water you need to put little at a time and try and use warm water. Basically what we're going to do is forming this into like a dough. Keep mixing it till you form this into a perfect dough. Okay, once your dough can be formed into a bowl like this, it's not ready yet. What we're going to do is just make some holes in it with your finger and then sprinkle some water in it. And then you start the kneading process. Now keep kneading this for 2 to 3 minutes. And every time you knead it, when the water absorbs it all, just giving you an example, then you make holes again and then you put some more water and then you knead it again. Now kneading process is like at least 4 to 5 minutes in total. Okay, as you keep kneading it, just keep slamming it onto the thali. That's part of the kneading process. Okay, our dough is ready. It's perfect now. So as soon as it forms into and doesn't stick anymore, you know it's done. So then you take that little oil, rub it on your hands and rub it on the dough. That's how it should be. Not soft and not too hard either. Then you take a damp cloth and then you just cover this. And now you keep this aside for at least hour and a half, 1 hour to hour and a half. And while this is resting, I'll show you how to make the cholas. Okay, now that my batura dough is resting, I'm going to show you how to make the cholas. I have showed you how to make cholas in my previous video, and that was chola and puri, but in that I used tin chickpeas. But this one I'm making from scratch, from fresh cholas. So these are the ingredients for the cholas here. Okay, in here I've got 1.5 cups of fresh cholas. You need to soak them overnight, so just cover it with water, and in this I put 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I left it to soak overnight. We need to boil this now, so I'll show you stage by stage. But in the chickpeas, when we boil it, I've got 1 bay leaf to go in, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, haldi, 1 cinnamon stick, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So that'll go in there to boil. The rest of the ingredients here, I've got 4 medium tomatoes that I've pureed, and I've got 2 large onions that I've chopped. Here I've got 1 teaspoon of cumin, that's jeera seeds. I've got 2 green cardamom, that's green elaichi. I've got around 5 cloves and 3 small cinnamon sticks. I've got 4 green chilies. You could put less if you want, and I've cut them into pieces. I've got 1 bay leaf, and here I've got 1 tablespoon of dhania, that's coriander powder. I've got 1 teaspoon of chili powder, that's the hot chili powder. I've got 1 teaspoon of fennel powder. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, that's haldi, and fennel is soft, and that's haldi. And I've got 1.5 teaspoon of Kashmiri Mirch, that's to add color to it. I've got 1 teaspoon of jeera, that's cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of Garam Masala, and I've got 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and I've got 3/4 teaspoon of mango powder, that's Amchur. I've got 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste, and we'll need a fistful of green fresh coriander, and we'll need salt to taste. Okay, now I've drained all the water from the chickpeas that was soaking overnight, and we're going to put fresh water in here. I'm using the pressure cooker because it's simple, because it's done quicker. You could use a pot if you don't have a pressure cooker. Just make sure you keep boiling it till the chickpeas are soft and tender. So now in this I'm going to put the bay leaf, the turmeric, the salt, and the cinnamon stick, and then you're going to put water is between 2 to 2.5 cups of water. Basically you're just covering the cholas with the water, and then I'm going to put the gas on, and then I'm going to put the lid on, and now you wait for the pressure to build up. And as soon as you hear the first whistle, after hearing the first whistle, you just time it, and it's just for 5 minutes, and then you put the gas off. Okay, while my chickpea cholas are boiling in the pressure cooker, I've taken a pot, and the ingredient that I forgot to tell you is oil in there. So I've put these cholas, you need a little extra oil. I've got 1.5 ladles of oil in there. As soon as the oil is getting hot, which it is now, you put the jeera seed first, and then put all this chilies and all the garam masala. Give it a few seconds, and then you add the onions. And now you let the onions get golden brown, and then we'll put the rest of the ingredients. Okay, you can see my onions are getting golden brown now. I've just turned the gas off for the pressure cooker because it's had its 5 minutes. I haven't opened it yet. I'll open it and show you in a minute. And now as soon as my onions get golden brown, I'm going to add the ginger garlic paste. And now you let the ginger garlic paste fry for at least 3 minutes. Okay, the ginger garlic has had its 3 minutes. Now we're going to add all these dry ingredients. And now you're going to fry the masalas, bhunja the masalas for at least 4 to 5 minutes on a medium heat. You can add a little bit of water. And now let this fry. Okay, I've just opened the pressure cooker. That's how your cholas should look like. There's still a little bit of water in there. And then the chickpeas is very hot and very soft. When you press it, it should be very soft. So that's all right. You need that liquid, leave the liquid in there. We'll use that as well. Now you keep that aside and let your masalas keep bhunjoing now. Okay, my masalas have been bhunjoing and frying for 4 to 5 minutes. You can see it's not sticking anymore. And now we're going to add the tomatoes, the tomato puree. If you don't want to use tomato puree, just make sure you cut the tomatoes very fine. Now you let the tomatoes fry for another 5 minutes. Okay, my tomatoes are bhunjod in the masala now. You can see it's not sticking anymore. And now is the time to add more salt because it's already got salt in there. Put a little bit of salt in there, salt to your taste. And then we're going to add all these chickpeas in here with the water and everything. Okay, and now you need to stir this, and now is the time to see if it needs more liquid, which it will, because it needs some gravy in it. So put the gas high, and I'm going to put some, say around a cup of water, and now let it come to a boil. And when it starts boiling, then you put the gas down and let it simmer between 7 to 8 minutes, and then you put the gas off. Okay, my chola has been on simmer for last 6 to 7 minutes, and they're done. That's how it should look like. And don't forget, the more it'll rest, the tastier it'll get and the thicker it'll get. So now I'm going to put the gas off, and I'm going to put some green coriander. Okay, I'm going to keep some for garnishing later. Put the green coriander and mix it. And that's your chickpeas done. Now let this rest, and then I'll show you how to make the baturas to go with it. Okay, now that our chickpeas made, we're going to start making the batura. It's been resting now, so see how nice and soft it is. Now you just give it a few more thumps. And then we're going to start making them into, take some oil in your hand, and you can roll it out, and then just cut the size you want. Now you can make small baturas or you can make big baturas. I'm going to make it like chapati size. So you just keep cutting the balls and keep it all ready and let them rest for 5 minutes like that. Okay, once the balls are ready, make sure your oil is hot. It needs a very hot oil, and then you need to roll it out in oil to the thickness and to the shape you want. It's quite stretchy, so you can actually just keep lifting it up and do it the shape you want. That's it, that's the first one ready. And I'm going to take another one and I'm going to do the same to the other one. Okay, it's rolled out now. The baturas you can make to whatever shape you want. They're just a little bit bigger than puris. You can make it oblong shape, but make sure you don't roll it too thin. And as soon as your oil is hot, you have to make sure the oil is hot. And then you just pick it up and then you just slide it into the hot oil. And then you wait, and then slowly, gently, you start pressing it. Very gently. And as you start pressing it, you'll see it'll just blow up like a balloon. Okay, and as soon as it's blown up fully, then you give it a few more seconds, and then you turn it over. And then make sure it's all the oil reaches all the sides, like keep dipping it so it's fried all over. That's your baturas done. They don't take long. And then you take it out of the oil and then you put it there. Okay, that's our last batura going in. You've got to make sure the oil is nice and hot, and then pressing it is just gentle. You press it gently, then it blows up. And when it blows up completely, you just turn it around and then just press it in the oil. And that's as easy as your baturas done. That's it. That's our lovely vegetarian chola bhaturas are ready. You can see it's still, my cholas are still steaming. I've just garnished it with little coriander on the top, and I'm serving it with onion rings that have got green coriander on it, some salt and some fresh lime juice, and not to forget my homemade chili pickle, which is absolutely delicious. I'm going to put the link of my chili pickle in the description for you to see how that was made, and our lovely baturas. So I hope you all like this. Like I said, it was an easy meal, and if you're a vegetarian, this is really good and very tasty, and I hope you all like it. Write on your comments what you think about it, and I shall see you next time with some more delicious cooking. But until then, may God go with you and give you his peace.